Hey, hey, happy Monday morning. Oh, I apologize. It is Wednesday. I don't know what's up with me. Happy Wednesday morning. My name is Elena Riley. I work here at First Alert 6 on our digital team, bringing you news on our website. And this morning, I have our top headlines for you, just so you need to know to start your Wednesday. So we'll go head over to our website then. My goodness. Here we are, and then this is my web story I bring to you every morning on the weekdays. Just a good way to start your day, get you in the know before you head out for your day. So let's go over some stuff. All right, so our top headline this morning is that a Hamburg woman was arrested in a child abuse investigation. So this is in Fremont County, Iowa, actually. She was arrested Tuesday. Her name is Rhonda Morgan. She's 54. She was arrested for 4 counts of aiding and abetting to incest, 3 counts of aiding and abetting sexual abuse second degree, and 1 count of aiding and abetting sexual abuse third degree, and then 1 count of ongoing child endangerment. All right, so this arrest, the Fremont County Sheriff's Office tells us that it's in connection to an 18-month-long investigation. It was into multiple acts of child endangerment and sexual abuse of a minor. That's what they told us in a release. And right now she's being held at the Fremont County Jail without bond, so no bond there. And she's pending her first court appearance, so we're waiting on an update on that. When she will appear in court, we'll have an update for you there. Our next top headline is that a plan has been made for an Omaha teen who terrorized women at Memorial Park. So this was about 2 years ago. A 13-year-old terrorized the 2 women, threatened the life of one of them with a knife as he raped her in Memorial Park. Very tragic story here. We learned yesterday, actually, where his rehab process stands right now. So he's preparing to go back to school this fall. Our Brian Mastery was actually on this yesterday. So in May, he's about to be 16 now. He finished his inpatient treatment program at a facility in Utah, and he's been living at home ever since with his family on what a judge calls a strict set of conditions. So we have more on that here. He has to wear an ankle monitor, report to probation twice a day. His curfew is 4 p.m. He has no internet, no electronics, unless there's adult nearby. He must participate in therapy alone as well as with his family, and then he cannot share a bedroom with anyone else and is not allowed inside the bedroom of anyone else in the house. So on Tuesday, a judge scheduled a progress report hearing. This is the update that we have. So a probation officer did say that the teen is following this safety plan that they planned for him, and he has been compliant with all these rules set. Another interesting thing here, starting school as we're talking about, if he does take a school bus to school, he's required to sit in the front 2 seats of that bus. And also the judge said that he is not able to have a job before school starts. He asked about that, and they said that that is not in the plan right now. Next, Omaha City Council Vice President Brinker Harding. Yesterday he announced that he's running for Nebraska's 2nd Congressional District. Very interesting news here. He's the 3rd in just the last couple of days to announce. This is after Bacon was talking about on Monday that he is not going to be seeking another term in Congress. Of course, that seat is held by Bacon right now. He's going to join a field of candidates. Denise Powell, she's the co-founder of Women Who Run Nebraska, and then Nebraska State Senator John Kavanagh. They are both Democrats. They've already announced their bids, and then he is the first Republican to announce this bid. We have a quote here from Harding, and this web story, he says, "We do so many great things in Omaha. We balance our budget, we have safe streets, we have low crime rates, we have great public and private partnerships." He said, "I think those translate well to taking those to the local level to the national level." So very interesting quote from him here. Candidates can start filing their election paperwork in January on the 5th, and we're just expecting a lot more names that are going to enter the field before this deadline. So definitely going to be more on that in the future. The election is a little under a year and a half away, so we're still a little bit ahead of that, but hoping for more soon. Some more background on Harding. He was first elected to represent District 6 back in 2017. This is a large portion of West Omaha, and then he was re-elected this year as the vice president of the council. All right, our next headline here is that Governor Pillen signed emergency regulations set by the Nebraska Cannabis Commission. So he said this in a release yesterday. He said everything is signed. He did that on Sunday. This is just over these emergency rules, temporary regulations over medical cannabis in our state. They were set last week by the Nebraska Cannabis Commission, still pretty new, but they've had about 2 meetings now, still getting some things done. They were needing to meet a deadline, July 1st, so of course yesterday. They met that with these regulations. They had to adopt these regulations to start granting applications for these dispensaries. And then the permanent rules, those are due by October 1st. So they want to hear from you. They want to hear your opinions, what you have to say about this. So I have an email here. You can give your input. So go to this web story, and if you have anything to say, definitely say that to the commission. It has to be before July 15th. So you have until then to kind of get your voice heard on that if you're interested. All right, let's head over here quick. I have these emergency regulations here in this web story. If you want to just read what they have going on here, some really interesting things. Have all that information here on our website if you want to get to that. All right. Our next top headline is that a ceremony is going to be held today for the Douglas County Corrections new mental health facility. So awesome here. They call it a topping out ceremony. So they're kind of finishing up their project a little bit. So it's progress on a new mental health center. So this was announced back in 2023. There's been significant progress. They hope that it's going to be done. Where is this at? Ooh, next December. So awesome. So this is at the Douglas County Department of Corrections, as I said. That's happening today at 2 p.m. This ceremony, it broke ground last August. This 35,000 square foot facility. What else? It is paid entirely through ARPA funds. Costs about $34 million for this project. So this is a really interesting project. Officials are calling it a step toward breaking the cycle for those who end up in jail just due to these mental health issues. They say it's designed to provide services to inmates who maybe are suicidal, maybe experiencing psychosis or schizophrenia, things of that nature, get them some help. Just other severe mental illnesses, get them the help they need. So good news that we are having some progress on that. All right, I have one last top headline for you this morning. It's about Omaha's Eppley Airfield. So we have upcoming holiday travel there. And Eppley says they are ready for this. So they're expecting big crowds to be traveling starting today, like through the 4th of July, the weekend. A lot of people going through there, but the only issue is that there is a little bit of construction, so they want people to be ready for that. So they say about 84,000 travelers. They plan on going in and out between Wednesdays, of course today, and then Sunday. So a lot of people going through there. We were told yesterday that that number is up about 3.7% since last year. Really interesting stuff. If you're one of those travelers, we just want to remind you to pay close attention, moving around the construction, kind of know what you're doing there. Of course, you might already know this, but it's a good idea to arrive 2 hours before your flight takes off. Of course, that's always a given, but especially now with this construction. We talked to Steve McCoy with the Omaha Airport Authority. He said with the terminal split, it was started earlier in 2025. We split the terminal into a north terminal and a south terminal. So it's absolutely critical that passengers know which airline they're flying on and when they go to the correct terminal. So great information there to know if you're traveling 4th of July or just overall going to be at Eppley Airfield anytime soon. But not to fear, you're going to have some help. There's going to be signage available for those that are just trying to navigate this construction. They're going to have other resources as well, like customer service representatives. Those are always helpful interactive maps when you're traveling around, and then other changes just to help with this experience if you're traveling at Eppley Airfield. All right, that is all I have for you. I bring you this live stream every weekday, just going over our top headlines as we did today. So thank you very much for joining me.